give everyone time to get another cup of coffee. Well, great. Thank you for coming this morning. It's nice that it's not snowing, and we have more of our attendees than we had last time, so that's really nice. I'm Chris Shepard. I'm the Executive Director of the Colorado Clean Tech Industry Association, a pretty new trade association that represents the clean tech industry very broadly. It's everywhere from the renewable energies to transportation to smart grid, obviously, to green building materials. And, you know, talking of smart grid, we have a very active smart grid working group that will be getting together periodically to develop policy white paper and other documents that help direct the CCIA's activities in the next couple of years. So that working group will probably be expanded in the next couple months. And just to let everyone know, if you're interested in that, please contact me and we'll see if we can get you plugged in. Just a few announcements this morning. This Friday, the CCIA is a co-sponsor of a breakfast and one-on-one meetings with 8 German wind companies that are in town. That announcement went out last week. If you're interested in meeting with any of those companies, please contact Shelley in our office. And then on December 4th, it's the CCIA's all-member meeting. It's our first one since we're brand new. I'm this close to confirming that it will be at the new Tesla showroom in Boulder, and the speaker will be the Rocky Mountain Institute, speaking about their new initiative and new priorities. And then in 2010, we're getting ready to set our calendar for the year. I expect that we'll have about 15 programs next year, and those will be all across the spectrum on transportation issues, efficiency issues, and raising money issues, you know, what businesses need to have in front of them to grow. Dr. Ron Sega unfortunately had a family emergency, so he was not able to join us this morning. And lucky for us, Rebecca Johnson is attending the program this morning, and she has graciously agreed to sit on the panel. I think we'll find her perspective fascinating, as well as our other panelists. So we can get started, and before I do that, I'd like to introduce Michelle Kales with Brownstein Hyatt Farber Schreck. Brownstein is a sponsor of the program this morning and a sponsor of the association. Michelle is a shareholder in the Natural Resources Group at BHFS, and she's chairperson of the Renewable Energy Practice Group and editor of Forecast, which is the group's periodic newsletter reporting on funding opportunities for renewable energy projects. She represents clients in both federal and state courts in litigation involving federal and state preemption issues, NEPA challenges, water quality issues, Endangered Species Act issues, FERC proceedings, Clean Water Act, stormwater permitting compliance issues, and circular cost recovery actions. So Michelle's going to run the program this morning, and she'll start out by introducing our keynote speaker, Matt Baker.
Good morning. As Chris said, my name is Michelle Kale. Our keynote speaker today really needs very little introduction. I'm sure all of you have had the pleasure, like I have, to hear him speak at other events, as well as in his role as a commissioner. Commissioner Matt Baker was appointed to the Colorado Public Utilities Commission by Governor Ritter in January of 2008. Prior to joining the commission, Commissioner Baker served as the Executive Director of Environment Colorado. In that role, he was the architect of the Renewable Energy Ballot Initiative, which was Amendment 37, which I'm sure you're all familiar with and hopefully know a little bit about. Commissioner Baker was a leader in efforts to double Colorado's renewable energy standard, which has really driven the development of the new energy economy here in the state and made Colorado one of the nation's leaders in that role. Prior to joining the commission, he also served as the vice chair of the Transit Alliance, and was appointed by then-Governor Bill Owens to the Colorado Pollution Prevention Partnership, and was the vice chair of the Interwest Energy Alliance. So with that, I'll turn it over to Commissioner Baker.
Thank you. Our state computers don't have Windows Vista on it, so...
But F5.
Sorry, what?
F5.
F5. Oh, that works for all of them, I guess. Yeah, my name is Matt Baker, and as said, I was appointed by Governor Bill Ritter to the Colorado Public Utilities Commission. I want to do, a minute disclaimer about the commission. There are 3 members of the commission. Ron Binns is the chair. Jim Tarpey is the second member, and I'm the 3rd member. All of us were appointed by Governor Bill Ritter with the express intention of implementing a lot of the new energy ideas that he ran on. The opinions that I'm going to give right now are my own. I don't speak for the commission, and given how we operate, which is basically as through adjudicated proceedings where we make decisions based on the evidence that's presented to us on a very case-by-case specific basis, it's important for you to not necessarily even believe that the opinions that I'm about to give now are necessarily my own and that they'll stick through whatever case that we go through. So, with that caveat, I want to talk about a couple things. The title of this presentation is Policy in the Smart Grid, and really I want to answer 3 questions. Why is the utility and how is the utility world different than other worlds where innovation occurs? What are the challenges and how can we overcome those challenges? 2 is where does the smart grid fit in this strange world? And then 3 is what is the Colorado Public Utilities Commission specifically doing to advance some of the goals and policies that could lead to a new grid? And in that question, I also want to lay out some ways that I think that this organization can help institutions like the Colorado Public Utilities Commission kind of find our way for us in a world that's actually quite dark as far as this goes. So that's the question that we're going to answer in this presentation, and that's kind of the reaction that I think regulators have to smart grid, and that what means a lot of things, which I think we'll go through. So first question, what is a public utility and why and how do they operate? Up until the 70s, a major part of our economy was declared public utilities. Freight, transportation, telephone, gas, electric, in some states, beauty salons, all of these institutions, a larger and larger part of our economy was kind of coming under essentially state regulation. And the idea was that if something lent itself to becoming a monopoly, and that part of the economy was critical to the economy, that the